Hey guys, it's One Maxwell here. Welcome to another TEW video. Pretty good pay-per-view last time where we had the Raw pay-per-view Battleground. We're now on to SmackDown's summer pay-per-view, which is The Bash, as we head on to SummerSlam. This show will see a few championship matches. There will be a few wrestlers who have either been just signed and we're giving them a kind of showcase on pay-per-view. But a lot of this is really forwarding towards SummerSlam and really giving you an idea of maybe some enhancement talents that will have, reasonably good plans as the series continues on as we head into, say, 2021 next year. So we'll kick on to the show. It is a 20-segment show, taking up 209 minutes, 23 minutes on the pre-show, where that's going to highlight one of the other concepts we're going to bring into the series as we head along. Let's kick on to the show. This is The Bash. So, 40,520 have turned it into New York's Carrier Dome. We start off with basically the debut of the Mixed Match Challenge is actually going to become a championship. We'll probably just make it the Mixed Match Championship or something like that. Some sort of intergender tag team championship, which I did say I was going to look to do. With this, we obviously need to bring up some talents from NXT. We have, of course, Natalya and Tyson Kidd in developmental, so as trainers. So it made perfect sense to give them one more run in the main roster. Of course, this happened before Tyson Kidd's injury. So, start the show off. Murphy and Tyson Kidd have a heated confrontation, but they don't come to blows. A D41. The real highlight of this is really just to turn Tyson Kidd heel straight away. Complete success. Was really debating what to do. It does mean this matchup coming up is going to see a lot of heels in it, but yeah, just really giving them a spotlight. So it was a heel versus heel match here, and a pre-show bout that had some decent wrestling, but didn't have much heat, and it was the team of Alexa Bliss and Murphy defeating Natalya and Tyson Kidd in 8:22 when Murphy defeated Tyson Kidd with Murphy's Law. Alexa Bliss carried the match in terms of in-ring performance. C+67, this is going to give Murphy something going forward. Natalya and Tyson will pretty much just play roles of putting people over in this division. But happy, we've got a couple of talents in there, a couple of improvements for Tyson Kidd, Alexa as well. And we also had a terrible pre-show match, and it saw the Authors of Pain get an easy victory over Camacho and Doug Williams, who were brought in really just to as an experienced kind of player to put people over. And 7:27 when Akam defeated Camacho by pinfall. D+52, a basic matchup again as we continue to build up the Authors of Pain. Is it a turn? Let's have a look. I think it might be a gimmick change. It's just back into that. Yep, it's a gimmick change because Rezar's pretty poor gimmick so far. Too soon, got an awful rating. We need to try and get the right gimmick. Unfortunately, that flopped as well, but it is just one of those things. On the main show now, we hype up our main event. It got the show off to a strong start. It got the crowd hotter, and it was a hype video documenting our main event for the World Heavyweight Championship. This is, of course, Dean Ambrose defending it against Seth Rollins and King Neville. We know the story behind this. It was a victory at the last pay-per-view for Seth Rollins that got him the #1 contendership. But Neville has managed to weasel his way in, giving us a triple threat. B+88. And this obviously the last one between Neville and Rollins. But let's see how they do tonight. Opening contest then, let's move on to that. We've got Xavier Woods coming down to watch it at ringside. It's C+69 as he comes down to watch the match between Big E and the newly turned heel Kofi Kingston, who obviously turned on his New Day brothers. Matchup itself was decent, and it saw Kofi defeat Big E in 12:17 by pinfall by using underhanded tactics, a B80. Not actually that bad considering Kofi was off his game, not suited to his gimmick, which we're going to change here. Big E with a better performance, but we're going to go all in with Kofi. We're going to give him one proper big push as he gets close to 40. Big E will probably get a big push as well. He's always been over and talented in this save, so he'll probably go further. And we're going to change Kofi to emotionless. That was a below average gimmick. The Kofi improves with technical and performance skills. And I'm really intrigued to see how a heel Kofi Kingston and a solo run can do for us. Next up, he's back in the WWE. We're just going to pretend he's had a phenomenal run in Bellator, a dominant MMA superstar. Jake Hager, we're just going to go with his real name rather than the wrestling name, just to say, you know, Jake Hager come back and dominated, so maybe just say the name was an issue. But he cuts a promo just to see how dominant he's going to be, and that's a C plus 67, with him getting better at his gimmick. His matchup was terrible, which was a shame, but it was Jake Hager defeating Mustafa Ali in 459 with a swagger bomb. Mustafa Ali's debut was a fun babyface gimmick, and it was a initial rating of very good. Unfortunately, both guys didn't click, which is fair enough. What I'd done is, with the latest mod from Felicia, I'd just imported a few people that weren't in this database. So the likes of Mustafa Ali have joined us, James Ellsworth, just to name a couple. I think Shayna Baszler's another one that you've already seen, but just bring these people in just to bulk up the roster and really give us names for the future instead of the same old names that were in the database to start with. Again, if you know any names that you think aren't in the database from 2 years ago that you think would be potential additions to the roster, let me know and I can get them moved across. It's all good saying names, but I end up forgetting, so if anybody's got anything they suggest, let me know. Mustafa Ali improves in performance skills. This was our storytelling match of the night, but the story being dominant MMA badass, cruiserweight, well, long way to go. After the matchup, Swagger is beating the shit out of Mustafa Ali when who comes down to make the save and have a stare down. It's another MMA guy, and it is Matt Riddle. So that's interesting. Matt Riddle and Jake Hager. Quite intrigued to see how that feud goes. It's a C62. Next up, we had a number one contendership match for the Women's Championship, the chance of a lifetime to face whoever the champion may be at SummerSlam, and it was about to have decent wrestling but little heat, and it saw the talented Rhea Ripley defeat Kaylee Ray, Cherry Bomb, Mia Yim, Toni Storm and Lana in 10:04 when she defeated Lana with the Soul Food. In terms of in-ring work, Mia Yim was head and shoulders above everyone else. It's just really shown how stacked this division is. You know, we also still have the likes of Becky Lynch, we have Kellyanne English, just to name two. So it's a really stacked division, but it's time we push more people there so it's not the same people getting title shots. In terms of performances, you see there, good performances I'd say by Rhea Ripley, just short of a 70. I'd also give good props for Toni Storm and probably Kaylee Ray as well, if I'm honest. So Rhea Ripley improves flying skills, a few negatives as to be expected. Next up, we then have the talented Rhea Ripley and the champion Nikki Cross having a heated confrontation. Is it going to be these two tangling at SummerSlam? The crowd were hyped for it though. A phenomenal A91 segment for this. Next up, we have a hype video documenting Rich Swann versus Tommaso Ciampa for the Cruiserweight Championship. This was B-72. We all know the story here. We thought Austin Aries was going to phone in his performance, so he lost the title to Ciampa. He then got sacked. Ciampa was having a beatdown. I believe it was on... Who was on? It was on one of the other Cruiserweights. I can't remember off the top of my head. But Rich Swann made the save, and it was going to be Rich Swann versus Ciampa next. And the match was decent. It was Ciampa winning in 10:06 while using the ropes for the leverage, making the fourth defence of the Cruiserweight title. Defended it quite regularly on the SmackDown brand to really get the title over. But B-77, a great performance there, and he improved Rumble skills. I'm really hoping he can take this title to good lengths, and we get good feuds for him going forward. Next up, we've got a tag team that have just kind of been like an alliance. I've started putting Chad Gable and Kenny Omega together. It won't be like a proper tag team. It's really just a case of we don't really have anything for you just now, guys. So let's keep your momentum strong. But they had a good victory. It was them defeating the team of Gallows and Anderson in 11:44 when Gable defeated Anderson by pinfall. B-82. It's pretty decent considering there was no storyline attached. A few skill improvements. Good position with Gallows and Anderson. I do want to give Anderson one solo run before he retires, but they do fill their role well as always losing but making teams look really strong. Next up, we've got a promo from the Velveteen Dream, just hyping himself up. Amazing that he's only been on the main roster for a few months even, sorry, and a B+ 85 promo. Of course, he has Roman Reigns' protege. We're going to start getting into feuds going forward. I might give him a major matchup at SummerSlam. There's only so many you can do, but he's going well, and yeah, let's see how he does. I think he's like Dana Brooke, because he was in developmental for so long, his stats have just skyrocketed, so he may be someone that goes well, and he's one of the highest recommended in the creative meetings, so that's good to see. His match tonight was against the Fallen Angel Christopher Daniels. It was about the hard, great wrestling, and a decent reaction from the crowd. Dream wins in 11:06 with the power line. Great chemistry between both of them to bring a 90 performance from a near 50-year-old Christopher Daniels. Velveteen Dream with an 82, which is great at this moment in time in his career because he can only get better. And yeah, perfect considering no storyline attached to that, just the perfect match to make the Dream look good. After the matchup, Christopher Daniels a bit pissed off he's lost again, but he's basically advising us all. He's calling upon a friend, and things will never be the same again for the Falling Angel. So as another signee, it is going to make the roster look a wee bit bloated again, but it's someone I think gives Daniels a position as well. Will give us another solid tag team, and it hurts TNA. So any predictions of who that may be, let me know. Scenes when the rest of the video probably spoils it, but a good promo nonetheless. His pals in action, his other pal of course, and this was about that had fantastic heat and great wrestling. Roman Reigns defeats AJ Styles in their final match, 21-41 by pinfall. Roman making the 5th defence of the Intercontinental Championship, B+ 85. Roman with 93, AJ with 75. Roman was just going to change his gimmick to Unbreakable, which got a great rating, that's good to see. No skill improvements. Negatives here, of course, AJ now stamina and declining physical ability. We are going to have to, I'm afraid, it's going to be that time where we slowly filter AJ down the card. Might even need to filter him down to the Cruiserweight division. No fault of his own, it's just age is kicking on, and we just kind of have to keep those good ratings. And maybe he could put some of those skills that he's got, maybe even some of the psychological stuff, can mentor a younger up and coming superstar. Next up, we're heading up to our co-main event of the evening. It's the champions of Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens cutting a backstage promo. A93. Of course, they've had a massive feud with the Usos. I did want to do a massive match, like a proper 30-man Iron Man tag team match, but unfortunately, they've already faced each other 3 times, so that was a no-go. But the good thing is, with these kind of opportunities, it gives us a chance to bring another tag team in, which we've done here, and it is the former champions, the Masters of Wrestling, Cesaro and Chris Hero. And the match was, holy shit, it was much better than I thought it was going to be. It was about they had superb wrestling and good heat. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn defeat the Masters of Wrestling and the Usos in 26-25. The order of elimination was the Usos first, then the Masters of Wrestling. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn make their 3rd title defence in A-star 99. Holy shit, I did not expect that. I thought it would do well, but I was worried in case Cesaro and Hero made that a little weaker because of obviously their declining physical ability. Let's run through the road agent report. Jim Uso has got a spleen contusion, that's cool. We'll see how that injury affects him. It might, if he takes him out of action, could lead to his maybe splitting the Usos up, maybe trying one with the other one with a solo run. But obviously great chemistry for them. 86 performance for Cesaro, not bad considering declining physical ability. Hero win 90 is phenomenal. Sami Zayn win 97. Kevin Owens with a 100 performance. Jimmy Uso win 92. Fair play to Jey Uso, and I'm going to clap for that with a 98 rated performance. I absolutely love booking this feud. As you all know, this started the day after WrestleMania, the first SmackDown after WrestleMania, when Kevin Owens made the switch, and Sami Zayn was getting his ass kicked by the Usos. But fantastic, it's going to make the tag titles look even better and more important, and I don't regret this decision of moving Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn to our SmackDown tag division. Seth Rollins cuts a promo just saying this is going to be his chance. He's fed up with Neville getting in his way, so that's cool. A90 for that. The match itself, holy shit, I didn't expect this. This is knocked out of the park. About that had superb wrestling and great heat. Ambrose does get the win as he defeats Rollins and Neville in 25:40 when Ambrose defeats King Neville with the Midnight Special, making his 7th defence of his World Heavyweight title. A99 great, 3 good performances there, a storyline that's gained heat but of course will end here, and well, this event has just blew any expectations I had out of the water. I didn't expect anything like this, and I can just say, wow. Ambrose improves flying skills. This will be the end of this feud for all 3 guys, as end of the show, Roman Reigns comes down. He's a stare down with Dean Ambrose. You've got 1 title versus title match at SummerSlam. Let's up the ante and make 2. Intercontinental Champion Roman Reigns will finally face Dean Ambrose. It's going to be title for title, so winner takes all. This was meant to be the WrestleMania main event before Roman Reigns get taken out by Drew McIntyre, so why not keep it to SummerSlam? And who says I don't do forward planning with my booking? Just a couple of feuds. But overall, fantastic show. Wish that could have maybe done a bit better, but it does see us come out with a fantastic A-star 95, which won't be our best show, but it'll be one of our better ones. But it's definitely one of the best main events to a show. What could have been a bit better? Obviously, Hager against Mustafa Ali, and that's probably it. I mean, this was reasonably pretty good. Maybe a few promo segments could have been a bit better. But overall, I think it's a fairly dynamite pay-per-view. I'm happy as any A90s I get and higher. But as I say, we know it works. We sometimes get surprised, but it's all about just making everything look better and better and keep the company in good hands going forward. So, good rating, happy with that. I think Jimmy Uso and Jey Uso, and go with Sami Zayn, and we'll just compliment them all on fantastic performances, so all 3 should be pleased. Good to see. There's Sami Zayn, he's nice and happy about getting pleased. Good man, Sami Zayn. Ole. So, let's have a look here. So the show was an absolute success, that's a good start. TNA Destination X, okay, let's have a look at this injury. He's going to be out for 6 days, so it's his 2nd injury of the series, but 6 days, that's fine. Usos won't be splitting anytime soon, which is good to see. I don't think there's anything else that directly affects us there. Etienne Grenier, a young new gen or regenerated wrestler, depending how you want to call it. Let's put him into developmental then. We'll sign him in a 2-year deal just to see how he does. That's good to see. News items, let's see what you've got for us. So Jimmy Uso confirming that. 43.61 on the network's good. 4K, and AJ Styles likes Rich Swann. So pretty basic there. But as always, we're in a good position. A couple of people are unhappy. That's always going to happen. I'm either going to do another set of cuts, or I'm going to have to try and find something for like some Marty Scurll, Sabre Jr., Will Ospreay, Shane Strickland, who have done nothing for us, unfortunately. It's just one of those things. That's why we're going to try and bring in as many divisions as possible. And yeah, I really should get a 3rd show, but booking 3 shows a week is so fucking tedious. 2 shows is fine, you can get through it quite quickly. It allows your storylines and episodes to be fluid. But 3 shows can be a bit kind of So we may release a few people, we'll see what happens, or I'll just put people on a holiday. But things are good, money's good. Your next pay-per-view, if we quickly are on one, not the backstage area, I want to schedule. For 4th week of August, I've got a 4-week build. Sorry, 5-week build, because obviously got the full week of July as well to go. And yeah, we're in a good position there. The usual top guys there for a creative meeting. Just want to run through quick few things then. So Ambrose, Rollins, Orton, Reigns and Devitt here. Your next big things: Ospreay, Paige Akuma, Dream and Flamita. Hot prospects: Coffey, Dream, Alexa Nicole, Akuma and Noam Dar. Promo talkers: Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, Triple H, Paul Heyman and John Cena. Showstoppers: best in-ring athletes: Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Dolph Ziggler, Randy Orton and Fergal Devitt. Your ring generals: best guys in the ring: Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Kota Ibushi, Zack Sabre Jr. and Davey Richards. Guys, wave of momentum on their side is with Black Akam, sorry, finally pronounced it right after the 4th time. Rhea Ripley, Cedric Alexander when he comes back, and Matt Riddle, who's not, Apollo Crews, Eddie Edwards, Jerry Bomb, Natalia, and Tyler Breeze. 10 Decline has hit Triple H, John Cena. Unfortunately, AJ Styles is that high up the list. Doug Williams, of course, and Cesaro. And the hidden gems in the industry at the moment are Ken Doan, Barbie Blank, Rhea O'Reilly, Neva, and Darren Garofalo. But we're in a good position. I'll just say the usual things, guys. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like. Any comments are deeply appreciated regarding who you feel maybe should be pushed in the future, what you thought of tonight's show. Any ideas how I can keep everybody happy? If you've got anything creatively you can think of, let me know. I'm going to have a proper sit down in the next couple of days and just plan SummerSlam and the rest going forward, so I'll get a bit of consistency. But yeah, as always, guys, thanks for watching. It's deeply appreciated. As always, check out the other bookers on the Fantasy Booker subreddit and the Grey Dog Software forums. And yeah, take it easy, and hopefully I'll see you for the biggest party of the summer, SummerSlam. And also, if you watch it, and if you watch this before it happens, let me know who you think is going to be a surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble, and who you feel could win it. And if it's after this you're watching it, let me know what you thought of it. Did the right guy win, or are we unfortunately watching another Roman Reigns Warfest? Cheers for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next week. Bye bye.